Hi guys, congrats on the win. Andy, first up I suppose, what are the early thoughts on it? Because it was a game you could have won by more, but it was also a game you could have lost.
It was 3 or 4 games in one, wasn't it, really? Obviously the overriding feeling is we're delighted to get the win. There's a few things that we needed to learn from last week, and some things that we didn't address on the field, but we said last week that we had a chance of winning ugly. We did that this week, so that's a plus. But just going through the game there, I thought we showed some real good intent certainly in the first half. How we started the game, we was direct, we was piling into them, it was hard work to handle, playing off quick ball, etc. And then, if on the back of that, if we get the try from Tadhg, I think that probably justifies the score a little bit because of the dominance that we had. But we know the type of side that they are. They've improved out of sight, Argentina, and the pressure that they put on us and we put on ourselves in the second half obviously brought them back into the game. But to cut a long story short, we held our nerve towards the end and just about got there.
Is discipline in your own half in particular something that does need to be ironed out? I have it as 54 points across the last 3 games from penalties alone.
Yeah, it's something that we've been outstanding on over the last 10 years actually. But certainly in that amount of time that you're saying there, it's not done out of players going out there to be ill-disciplined, etc. It's coming from the right place. If that might sound stupid, but at the same time, all they're trying to do is do the right thing by their team, and trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat too much at times. You just need to be a little bit more patient individually and trust the team of what we're about.
Thank you. Ashley?
Yeah, Andy, what did you make of Jack Crowley's performance overall?
Some good stuff and some real good stuff actually, and then some bits that he'd obviously like to tidy up, like everyone else. You always ask a question of an individual, and I have to answer that question. But at the same time, it's a team game, isn't it? Everyone either does some good stuff or some bad stuff. So it wasn't just Jack.
And obviously you had Sam Prendergast coming off the bench as well to make his debut.
I thought he was excellent. I thought he was really composed. Playing your first cap in that type of position, in that type of situation, I thought he was really composed, played at a nice tempo at the line and started to make things happen. That just shows what type of character he's got.
Thanks.
Andy, you mentioned that a couple of guys were maybe a little bit lucky to keep their places. Did you get the response you wanted in that sense?
In parts. I think if I can try and sum it up of where we're at, I think when you're looking at 2 top sides that we've played in the first 2 weeks, it looks like we're still trying to find our feet in the intensity of the full 80 minutes for that top 1% games. Obviously, New Zealand and Argentina have been playing those type of games for the last 5 or 6 months. It looks like our lads, some of them, are a little bit shy of that type of intensity. Hopefully we're building through this month and we'll see the best of us in the next 2 games.
And would that explain the errors and the discipline? In your experience, where does that kind of stuff come from?
We looked. It might look decent or poor on camera 1, but off the ball, it's probably camera 2 or 4 for us. We looked lethargic, and you could say that's because of penalties given or losing a collision or whatever that may be. But just in general, I think the quality of opposition has been strong, very strong in these first 2 games, and I think we'll get better as we go through.
No questions for Caelan, everyone?
Andy, it's nothing from you guys. It's more of a World Rugby question, but just the idea of lads getting shots to the head. You know, cards been given out for it, but then they'll be going off for HIA. Like, do you have any kind of personal take on that yourself? Like, would you prefer to see a player go off for a check to stay on after, you know?
Well, they are checked. They are checked. I mean, the medics check them. You know, just because somebody gets hit in the head doesn't mean that they get checked on the field, and it doesn't mean that they're concussed. So I would trust the experts on that.
Just maybe then just Caelan, because you were one of the recipients of it. Like, do you feel okay? Like after, like.
Yeah, there's an ownership on the player if they're feeling off to say it to the medics when we're being checked, and I felt fine. Yeah.
Okay, just one more question for Caelan.
Yeah, Caelan, just on the lineouts, obviously it's been kind of talked about a lot recently, but a couple of nice tries of nice kind of movement in it. How much work have you been doing on that over the last couple of weeks?
The line-out leaders do a great job there. Paulie has them meeting a couple of evenings a week for an hour plus, put a lot of time into it, and yeah, it comes to fruition, all the work they do. It's been a strength of ours for a number of years, not just the last little while, so they do great work there.